You truly are the symbol of the reptile hobby for me, my friend. Just go in the damn pond. See? You weren't even, you just ran. Like, where are you going? A coffee sitting here for me? Oh, baby. I'm excited. And you know what this all means. It's time for another Reptile Room tour. May 2023? Man, this year's just flying by. Madagascar, Twitch, links down below if you're interested. Freaking new jobs. It's crazy. Anyways, you guys don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about the Reptile Room and all the fun shenanigans that we got going on. So let's get to it. Just to give you guys the quickest of walkthroughs, right here in the doorway, we have a little small shelf with a bunch of like kind of naturalistic tubs and some bins and some frogs, which I'm taking this opportunity to show you guys because we might not see them later. We got the baby rack slash kind of grow out rack there. And I believe it's new since the last one, but we did end up getting in our new adult male slash adult female rack. You guys can see that is all loaded up. We got a large 6-foot rack here, and that goes all the way to the roof. Of course, we have the center peninsula, which is still unfinished, sadly. Moving further into the room, we have the beautiful stack of 4x2s and a nice little skink there. And finally, well, not finally, but we have another 6-foot rack here. We have our little craft table and the final rack in the reptile room, which is this bad boy right here. Before we get straight into the reptile room tour, I did want to let you guys know that this is a large room. It is maintained by both myself and my girlfriend. Bree and I have a business together called the Jungle Vault. If you guys are interested in hognose, Chahoua, maybe some frogs, that kind of deal, there'll be links in the description down below for you guys to check out, along with Twitch, because I am live streaming like 2 to 3 times a week right now over on Twitch. I would love for you to come join me there. Links down below. Of course, we need to address the elephant in the room. There are over 100 animals in here, or there will be over 100 animals in here with all of the beautiful babies that are already in the incubator. It's going to be a crazy time, and I want you guys to know that this is not an encouragement for you guys to go out and buy a whole bunch of animals. This is basically a full-time job for both my girlfriend and I, on top of our full-time job. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Back at the front of the room, I suppose we'll start with the rack that is right in your face the second you walk through the door, and that is the kind of misfits rack, I guess. There's just basically a bunch of bins and things that might not fit on the shelves, so we put a rack here, and it works perfectly. Anyways, up here, Ho finally got a brand new tank. This is our little Sonora occipitalis, or Chianactis occipitalis. Unfortunately, this is like a cheap random thing from Amazon that we decided to test out because it said it was bomb-proof. So we wanted to make sure we tested that and see if that's true. So far, we haven't exploded anything, but the side views are much clearer than the front view. I don't even know if... Oh yeah, you guys can tell. It looks like it's out of focus, but that's not the camera. That's literally just whatever material they use on the front. Anyways, Ho is doing great. Right next to him, we have eggs. These are tachydermis eggs that are cooking right now, so that is always exciting. You guys will get to see those later on. And I forgot to mention, make sure you stay until we feed some of the animals. We're going to be feeding the turtles for sure. In this 8x12, we have a few Ameerega bassleri sisa that are still looking to go to forever homes. So if you're interested in owning dart frogs, this would be a fantastic start. They're not hard to care for. They can be a little bouncy sometimes, but there's nothing really too crazy about them that makes it so you can't keep them. Oh, yummy. Right on cue. You'll get your 20 bucks later. Now, next to them, this is our beautiful male Urodactylodes symmetricus. New camera, friends. I'm sorry. Or different camera. This is actually my streaming camera I'm testing out for Reptile Room Tour. And so far, I definitely like my other camera more. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about our beautiful male. This was the male that got torched by the UVB LED. I guess that's going in the beginning of this video, so I would be very cautious about UVB LED, at least from certain manufacturers. I'm not going to call him out, but if he happens to see this video, he knows who he is, and you guys might be able to piece it together with that small bit of information. But our little male here has made a full recovery. There's not even really a mark on his back or anything. Like, he really is rock solid, back to full health, and will actually be breeding here pretty soon. So that will be very exciting for us as well as that species. So hopefully we'll see the Oophaga histrionica later on in this video. That's who's in here. These are the Fuego morph, and there are some down here as well. Let's just go check them out. Oh yeah, this is the probable female down here. You guys can see just how gorgeous that frog is, and I cannot wait to get them in their final tank. And the other one is also in here, but doesn't seem to be out right now. Let's go take a look at their tank. This bad boy right here is going to end up being their tank. It is 33 by 22 by 33 inches tall. Custom built tank by myself, and we're going to be building the whole thing on a video here. But first, let's take a preview at what this one will kind of resemble. It's going to resemble a wet iguana. Just kidding. It's going to look like this thing right here. This is another custom tank that I built, and this is kind of a little preview of what the other one could look like. It's a couple different methods. There will be a video coming out on this tank here. I also live streamed it on Twitch for pretty much an entire weekend building the whole thing. So if you really want to go through the entire process of, building this tank here, that would be the best place to go. And I hope you have a lot of spare time to go check that out. We can go back. And down in here, we used to have a Chahoua gecko, but as you can see, we actually have another male Urodactylodes symmetricus. Yeah, these guys are the two pairs that we have, and they are doing fantastic. The other ones are up there, and we'll go see those guys very shortly. Now, down here, we have Stu. This is an American toad, otherwise known as a tri-toad. And if you guys want to know why, it's because Stu is missing a foot. Look, it's just a stub. Sad Stu. But yeah, Stu is our little American toad. Just chilling. Might be used for scenting some of the rodents for problem hognose eaters, but hasn't been used for that yet. So we're just caring for her in her kind of bioactive bin. Now in here, we're not even going to be able to see who's in here, but there's a clouded gecko in here, and I'll hopefully get some footage at nighttime to show you guys an incredible Southeast Asian species of gecko. These guys truly are just a magical species because they chirp like birds, they're cute as can be, and there's just nothing to not love about them. Okay, so I guess from the little rack that we have here, I'll move over to here. These guys are the Geckoella nebulosa. Their name changes all the time. Don't hate me for it. There's a single juvenile in here, and there is a pair in this tank here. This is made out of the Exoterra stone desert and sand, and holy crap, does it look epic. I mean, if this tank wasn't here, I could show you, but they literally dug burrows like behind that rock at the back. I'd love for these guys to come out. Sometimes if I miss, they'll zoom out, so let's try that. Nothing. I guess we kind of already covered this tank, but I will go in here and give it a little bit of a once-over. You guys can get a sneak peek, those of you that watch Reptile Room Tours. Yeah, this tank is sick. I'm very excited for it. Hopefully it grows in the way that I'm hoping it does. You guys can see that there's moss kind of stuck in the walls. Obviously, I'd love if I had more moss in here, but yeah, this tank is just hopefully set to really explode with growth. Those are real rocks in the background there. They're called Featherstone, for those of you guys that are interested, and they're very cool, porous rock. They are kind of sharp, so that is definitely an interesting kind of feat, but I guess you think about it, frogs, you know, live in the wild, and there are literally volcanic rocks where they live. I mean, I guess it does definitely introduce a little bit more risk, but overall, I'm happy with giving it a shot. That is the background technique that we do have laid out for the big tank that I showed you guys earlier, so that should be interesting. Hopefully it turns out well. Over here, right next to my custom tank, we have Turok, wherever he might be. Aww. Aww. He's back there. Is he even going to focus on him? Probably not. Camera. Hello. Strike one for the camera. Not ideal. Okay, well, this tank is a 22 by 17 by 24 leap habitat enclosure, and this was the very first one that I set up. It is doing pretty well as of right now. Right now, the ficus tree is really growing in like a true canopy, and I can tell you that they love it. It is getting kind of late here, so he's not bundles of energy, but you guys, actually, he's sleeping right now in the back there. You guys won't be able to see him, but he is back there, and he is sleeping, so absolutely stunning enclosure, and an even more stunning little creature that inhabits it. Now, another big change from the last video is the Craspidopus tank. These guys are a handful. Basically, one day Bree decided, you know what, they need a remodel. Their tank was growing out of control. Here, maybe I'll cut to a clip that shows what their tank looked like before versus what it looks like now. And as you can see, it's quite the difference. Bree went in here, she made the water area a little bit bigger, she receded the land up and more kind of mounded towards the back. She used the same philodendron, Macaulay's something. I'll put the name on screen for you guys that want to know what it's called. We also used a Monstera that I had growing in my grow bins. And there's a couple other little things here. There's like an Alopecia down here. And there's also a Pilea spruce. Nope, not Spruciana. Depressa, I believe is what this is. Basically just a baby's tier. And it's doing great. So no complaints there. This tank looks great. Bree just randomly does these projects, even though her main thing should be working on this bad boy. But you know what? She's getting stuff done, so I can't complain too much. And speaking of the Craspidopus, I haven't decided yet, but if there are any of you that are interested in purchasing the entire group that I have, I believe I have a 3.1.2. That means 3 males, 1 female, and 2 unsexed. Let me know. Hit me up. They are not cheap, so don't think you're getting a huge deal. I'm just toying around with the idea of selling them, mostly just to create space for the other frogs that I have, as well as a new project that is coming in fall, and I'd just like to prepare a little bit early. I'd really be only looking to sell them to somebody who is dedicated to producing them. Especially, it would be nice if they were in Canada, because we don't really have any producers of these guys in Canada anymore, and it's definitely a very unique frog. I love them so much, but unfortunately, dart frogs do take the cake for me. And that's what the new project will be. If you guys are interested, let me know. If not, I will happily keep them and hopefully try and breed them later in the future. Now down here, we have an empty tank. Bree sold Cardinal! Oh no! No, she didn't. Cardinal is just taking residence in a bin for a couple days while Bree redoes her enclosure. This tank is surely going to look epic, so no need to worry. Cardinal will be back for the next reptile room tour. And that being said, we can move over to Ender here. I kind of doubt he's out. Yeah. He does sometimes hide in that hole, but also looks like he's not in there. So that's unfortunate. Ender is my, well, Liasis savuensis. That tag is not necessarily right anymore. From my good buddy Cody Joe over at the Reptile Shop Red Deer. If anybody's interested in getting some awesome snakes, that's the place to go. But his tank is doing great. Let me throw up this picture of him taking the tongs as a shish kebab. Don't we love him? Ah, Liasis. The never-ending hunger that we love for our snakes. And just before we hop into the center peninsula just behind me here, it's coffee time. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a beverage, whether it's coffee or chocolate milk or apple juice or a derivative of apple juice. Let's hop into the center peninsula, as I just said. I'd really like to have this finished by summertime so we can, like, enjoy summer, but we'll find out. Anywho, we can go up here to the red-tailed Ratsnake. This is Kalea. She is a beautiful Goniosoma oxycephalum Borneo locality, hence why, I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it, but her red tail down there is actually bright blue. Kalea, she just ate yesterday, so hello. Excuse me. Tickle, tickle. Uh-oh. Hi. How are you? What are you up to? She's like, dude, it's almost nighttime. Why are you filming a video right now? Time for me to just sit, vibe, enjoy the heat, and go to bed. Those of you guys that have been watching the channel for a while will know that we actually did have a male. Our vet basically diagnosed him, checked and said that he had a whole bunch of cysts or abscesses in his GI tract, and unfortunately there was nothing we could do. Now fortunately, about 8 months later, Bree ended up getting a beautiful male from the US. He is upstairs in quarantine, so you'll not be seeing him in this video because he is not in the reptile room, but yeah, just know that there are some exciting videos and unboxings to come. You guys will definitely see him in that, so don't stress. He's beautiful. A little less blue than this one and a little more yellow. So there is definitely some beautiful variation in these snakes, and not your typical Goniosoma oxycephalum or red-tailed rat snake, as I already mentioned. Okay, here, and for our kind of cap on the peninsula tank, Bree has moved the globmen in there. We have Gumby, Blobby. They're just like baseballs, like squishy, weird baseballs. And Blobby, who's up there. Gumby, Chumby, and Blobby, I don't know. They're two males and a female. Beautiful Agelaicnus dacne color. These guys are a very cool species of frog that we ended up getting from Mike Novi at Rainforest Junkies at the last Tinley, which we are going to Tinley this year. On a side note, if you guys want to meet me there, please say hi. I will be there. Anyways, back to these guys. Bree took all of my beautiful manzanita wood that I was going to build my displays out of and decided to make it the Gumby territory. So that's unfortunate for me. I guess I'm going to have to go shopping around and see what I can find. But they're doing all right. We kind of redid this tank and also killed most of the ficus on the back because it just dried out, quite frankly. There's nothing really we could do about it. And we did plant this beautiful large anthurium. They love it. They sit on it all the time, as you can see. Last but not least, over here, we have the adult Chianactis occipitalis, otherwise known as the beautiful western shovel-nosed snakes. These guys are an insectivorous species of snake. They do love to eat scorpions or whatnot in the wild. Unfortunately, scorpions would be a very expensive snack, although I do have an idea to kind of make that come to fruition. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Alrighty, and I think now it is time to move on to the brand new breeding rack. This rack right here is a V70 rack technically, and then whatever the smaller size down is, I don't know. They're vision bins. They're freaking fantastic. And up here, we have our girl Horizon. Absolutely beautiful sunburst, which is a sable albino. She just fed, so I'm really not going to bother these guys much. I'm going to open them, show you them, and then dip, because we will have a video on breeding season coming very shortly here, and that's where you'll hear me talk about the favorite Husbandry Pro. That's a little teaser. That's kind of the software that we use. That's why you see this right here. It's Husbandry Pro. Now in here we have Rowan, our special girl. She is not being bred this year. She's buried. Hello. As I mentioned, it's very close to nighttime, but yes, she is over there, looking great, all healthy, and I'll just put this back. Hopefully it doesn't disturb her too much. And now moving on from Rowan, we got a babe.
I hope you edit that in.
Now moving on from Rowan, we have Equinox. She is getting, oh man, that light does a number on this camera.
Is it like gross and yellow?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, she is getting ready to lay. Look, oh my god. Wow. She's going to be huge. Equinox just ate and is now, looks like she's getting ready to deposit some eggies for us. She certainly deposited a couple large and in charge Dumperooskies. And that does it for the lovely lady Equinox. Now we can move on to Callista here. Callista looking huge right now. Absolutely stunning. She's a AAA Arctic Anaconda albino, or Arctic albino anaconda, however. Arctic. Say it one more time real slowly. Arctic. Thickums. There we go. Laban is back in place. Hog is running around. This is Sugarcane. She was kind of spicy earlier. Sugarcane was our very first female to produce this year. We already have a clutch of eggs in the incubator from her, so we love that. She gets her name from the beautiful belly. She's a frosted conda. Beautiful belly on her. There we go. Look at that. Woohoo! Gorgeous. Alright, and down here continuing the beautiful sugary snacks is Syrup. She's crammed herself at the back here. She is also extremely gravid and likely going to lay in the next week or so, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like tonight or tomorrow. Leave you be. I'm trying to go through these guys fairly quickly just because they are about to lay and it's also getting close to sundown. So we can check out Mr. Lux here. Hi. Rager. He is our most prolific male, most prevalent male, also tends to be our spiciest boy. Again, not really a biter, but definitely a hisser and a bluffer, that's for sure. Lux here is an albino anaconda, a yellow phase albino anaconda. And finally, the first snake ever, nope, that's my thumb, please do not bite it. Thank you, is Saguaro. You just ate the other day, dude. It's like, I'm still hungry, bro. I see there's a little rat on top of your camera. Let me get him. Anyways, Saguaro, as I mentioned, was my very first snake, and we'll talk more about him later. Moving right around from the snake rack, we are on to the large portion of the room, and there's a naked chicken. Chicken! Gross. Not our cat. Anyway, we have the beautiful Leucasium damium. These guys are one of my favorite species here in the room. They are pretty much the perfect, like, miniature gecko. They're inquisitive as heck. They are absolutely hilarious when it comes to hunting and their lack of ability to hunt. They are also just very personable geckos, and one that I would highly recommend people pick up. Even as like a starter gecko, they are not hard to care for. I guess they are kind of expensive and probably prohibitively expensive for a beginner. It is what it is. Everybody has different budgets, but this is the Leucasium damium at the back there. You can see it. Can't tell which one that is. I think that's the female. Oh, that's probably the male. Chilling back there. And the other one is right under there. Bree did an incredible remake over of this tank. I really wish we could have filmed it. Is what it is. There will always be a new setup. So next setup we do for these guys, I'll definitely make sure I film. This one turned out stellar. Bree is standing right behind me, so she does get to hear all my praises for her beautiful enclosure. I'm held at gunpoint. And that wraps up the Beaded Geckos, or the Leucasium damium. These guys, fantastic species, as I've said a few times. Now, we can go to the stars of the show. I still don't have a name for these guys because, I don't know, there wasn't really any suggestions in the last video, so drop them on this video if you're interested. But we're going to feed these guys. She's coming out of kind of a brumation shed. You look like trash, girly. The male has fully shed out, but you have not. Watch this excitement. The moment these hit the ground, or the water, I guess, she'll be off. See? you weren't even, you just ran. Like, where are you going? Where are you going? What's your goal? You're staring at glass. Oh my God. They're hopeless. Oh! Hopeless? What do you mean? There you go. Oh, that's weird. I'm so happy. I got that all on camera. That's why you just let the camera record, folks. Alright, that is the female. We'll let her enjoy some food. Female Geomyda spangleri, or black-breasted leaf turtle. For those of you guys that don't know. The male's already daydreaming. Staring at the water's edge. Just wondering when something will appear. Get going. Are you for real? It's not. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. You can't? What? Just go in the damn pond. He's fully off the ground. Dude, just get in the water. Oh my gosh. Wait, what if we just help him? We just... Oh, we don't need to. Never mind. Well, unfortunately, Sony let me down. Camera overheated, but turtles are nicely fed. The male is still deciding what she wants to eat and how he wants to eat it. But that will do it for the Geomyda spangleri. Hopefully we will still have babies. I am trying to breed them. I've had them together a few times, but the male was still pretty lethargic during that time. Now he's kind of, well, as you can see, he's actually up and at 'em, hunting, running around, being active, sitting at the front of the enclosure. And she is still tenacious as ever. We have just a plant tank. Not going to even bother with that. In here we have pretty much my favorite genus in the room. That is Tachydromus. These guys are the emerald grass lizards. I have a series on the channel, the emerald dragons, where I show all these guys, and well, this species specifically, the dorsalis, actually haven't made it onto an episode yet, but I do plan to be making one of those here pretty soon, sharing the dorsalis and the excitement that's going on with them. In the meantime, though, we can just show you these guys. It's getting late, so they're probably getting ready for some R&R. I see you back there at the blade of grass. There we go. Hi, sweetie. That's the female. I can tell because she is entirely green. These guys are sexually dichromatic, meaning their coloration as females is all green, and their males is different. And the male actually has brown kind of lateral stripes. I see her tail. Oh, she's sleeping on the bromeliad. It's so cute. Can I move this? Can you guys see her back there? Kind of. There we go. The male I actually don't see. I have a 1.2 in here. 1 male, 2 females. Oh, there he is. He's staring right at me. Can you guys see him? There he is. Nope. There we go. Look at him. That beautiful brown lateral line. Stunning little critters. And so much fun to care for. These guys are just fantastic. Collecting eggs is always a fun time. We'll save that story for another time, though. But anyways, right next to them, we have our Mineru gecko Chahoua, or our Chahoua gecko, or our mossy prehensile tail geckos, or pretty much the elite New Caledonian gecko. As you can see, this is Rune right here. She is just soaking up that UVB. We believe she is gravid, as you can tell. She looks like a little whale. You look like a whale. Yeah. The male is probably hiding. He's a bit of a... Oh, wow. No, he's not. Since we moved him into this enclosure, he's definitely boldened up a little bit here, as he was very, very shy. He came from another breeder that decided they didn't really want to breed Chahoua and asked us to breed them for her. So we are. And a lot of other... Like, when you set up a Chahoua like this, and not in like a typical breeding tank or bins or whatever, they actually do stay out and get socialized. Rune has grown up with us, as you'll see. Hopefully some of the other ones are out, but majority of the time they are actually out and hanging around. What we've noticed is that the ones that haven't been raised in our care are typically much more reclusive and basically just run into hiding immediately. They are in a 18-18-24 Exoterra, same with the trio of beautiful Tachydromus. In here, in another 18-18-18, in another 18-18-24 Exoterra, we have our beautiful female Boega nigriceps. Her name is Calamity. She has produced 2 clutches of good eggs for us, the only clutches in all of Canada. We do have 2 babies from her, and they are up top here. I have shown them in other previous reptile room tours. I probably won't show them in this one, just because we did feed them literally yesterday, so I don't want to get too far into it, and I don't want to stress them out. I really want to reduce the risk of regurg and enjoy and encourage some beautiful Boega nigriceps captive bred babies here in Canada by Bree. I'm not even going to take any credit for it. It was pretty much entirely her. I'm just, you know, here to help support. I miss them every day. That counts. Lock and key. One of them will probably end up being for sale eventually, but I have a feeling that we already know who that's going to, so no need to worry about that. Up top here, nothing in this enclosure. In here, we do still have a lily white crested gecko, a beautiful lavender lily white proven breeder, male. If you guys are interested, shoot me a message on Instagram. He's beautiful, just not really something that we have in the plans. So if you guys are interested, let me know. American shipping is possible. Definitely hit me up if you guys have any questions or just want to see some photos of him beyond what I included on this video. Over here, bomb went off. No need to talk about that. But this is another clouded gecko that we had in the bin that you guys would have seen hopefully at pretty much the very beginning of the video. these guys call. They're just so cute, so lovable, and make for a really cool nocturnal species just because of their vocalizations and all their crazy climbing abilities as little clawed geckos. In here, we have the 2 Crusiohyla Froglets that are still kicking. These guys are doing well, eating like champs. We finally moved them into an enclosure rather than just the little tubs, and so far they're doing fine. If you guys are interested, I can go into like a whole video talking about the Crusiohyla, the whole situation with them, what's happened, my history, other people's history with them, and let you guys know. But that would be a very long addition to this video, so I will not bother doing that. We'll just continue moving down the line. Here we have the Oophaga bastimentos. I see a little bit of shiny skin back there. There you go, you can see it there. She's not really quite out, I would say, but I did end up moving them over here. The tank that I was showing you earlier, way back over there, will eventually end up being for them. However, it's not quite ready for inhabitants yet, so they are just chilling in their old enclosure, and I'm still hoping there are some froglets or something in here. Ooh. Wow, so artsy. These guys are so cool. And I love dart frogs. I can't believe I'm down to so few now. I used to have so many, and then moving in with Bree, they have slowly dwindled the numbers. But these guys, oh, there's the male. Sometimes he's calling, sometimes he's not. You can see how variable they are. The male is much more like orangey with kind of blue legs, and the female, or one of the females, there's 2 in here, is very just orange with big, bold black dots on her. So, love these guys. Fantastic species. Obviously, Oophaga pumilio, kind of a classic in the dart frog hobby. And now that we've witnessed some of the froggos in action, we can move over to our beautiful Midori. She is the female Tachydromus dorsalis. She is an absolute sweetheart. Lights out has already happened. I just manually turned back on the lights. So everybody is kind of looking at me with some sleepy, tired eyes. But you can just see she's sitting on this branch with her tail wrapped around and anchored right by her head there. That is so cute. One of my favorite animals, like individual animals in this room, probably goes like Striker, her, and then those goobers. We can move over to here where we have finally this 12 by 12 by 18 that houses the Urodactylodes symmetricus, as you guys can see. Absolutely stunning little creatures. And these are the 2 females. They're cohabiting right now. These guys don't mature until the age of like 3, sometimes even a bit later. So we're basically waiting for them to start producing eggs, and then that way we know they are at least reproductive and we're not kind of forcing them into reproduction. And at that point, we'll likely toss in one of the males and probably separate the female so we can have 2 separate lines, but that will be a conversation for another time. I'm just thrilled with how this tank is actually growing in. The Peperomia obtusifolia, or this kind of round, leafy Peperomia boy, is doing great. This begonia actually died off and is now starting to come back. So it's got some small leaves. It's got some much larger leaves. As you can tell, they just incrementally go up. Eventually, I have a bad feeling that begonia is basically just going to go straight up the middle, all the way to probably here, or if not even a little bit taller. So that'll be interesting. These guys are also known as chameleon geckos. That's kind of, well, large-scale chameleon geckos. My bad. But yeah, they're known to do that because of the way they walk. They walk a lot like chameleons, and I guess their tail is semi to fully prehensile, depending on how you define it. But yes, very, very cute geckos. Extremely easy. One of the better I mean, these guys are very expensive for a beginner lizard, but the other species of Iridactylodes make for incredible beginner geckos. So keep that in mind. Right next to the Iridactylodes are these gorgeous mourning geckos. Everybody kind of knows what a mourning gecko is, I hope. If you don't, they are a parthenogenetic species. They only reproduce asexually, meaning that there's no male mourning geckos. They're all clones of one another. These guys, I still have a video planned kind of going in depth on mourning geckos, looking at a whole bunch of research papers and stuff. If you guys are looking forward to that, let me know. I might be able to get that out here fairly soon. It would definitely be a bit of a project, but if you guys are excited for it, then that makes me excited for it. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, we just get to enjoy their beautiful baby. And these guys are mostly Hawaiian. However, there are also a couple normals kicking around in here. Now down here, look at that. Earlier when I was saying all the Chahoua would be out, I was right. There is Lark. There is Jigsaw. There's beautiful Wallflower there. And over here is Vendetta. She is one of the geckos that came from the kind of breeding loan, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I suppose that's kind of what it is. But she's another one that is pretty shy, unfortunately. So I don't need to go really in depth on any of these guys. They're just epic creatures. I love Chahoua. So does Bree. We love making pretty Chahoua. And look at this. Not even fully colored. Just stunning. That's Wallflower. Jigsaw is a stunning, an absolutely gorgeous red coloration. Peach to red. Especially when he's fired up. Damn, boy. Whew. Stunning. And if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you guys would know that Lark is our very first Chahoua that we ever produced. And she whips the pants off for the looks that her parents had. She's a beautiful full collar. She is just a gorgeous, gorgeous gecko. And definitely looking forward to reproducing her in not this year, most likely, but probably next year. And yeah, just very exciting all around here with the Chahoua. We still have our beautiful little Strophurus wellingtonae, otherwise known as the Western Shield Spiny-tailed Gecko. These guys are one of the species that you typically see on those David Attenborough films where they're like freaked out and they shoot the goop out of their tail. That's one of the same species from this genus, but as you can tell, this one has red spikes on its tail. And oh man, deadly, deadly eyes. Just a stunning gecko. She is available if you aren't too worried about price tags. Yeah, let us know. I mean, it's one of Bree's favorite Strophurus species, and unfortunately we did sell the other species, the Ciliaris, but we do still have her because she's just so gorgeous. And she's the only one in Canada, so there is that. Over here, we have a small little display set up for the Tachydromus babies. We still have two of these little guys. Two beautiful males. We have one much smaller one. You guys can see right there. It's probably not even going to really work. And we have another slightly larger male at the back. Hi, buddy. Look at that. Immediately looks at the camera directly in the eye. Like, that is just so cool. These guys are awesome. Again, I showed you their parents earlier in the video. These guys take after them and are one heck of a species. Just don't sleep on the Tachydromus, okay? Please. Alrighty, now next up we have Mr. Shell. Shell is still chilling down here. The second that I have that large tank built for the adult Oophaga, then Sheldon will be getting the expansive bin slash tortoise pen. That would be the entire length of this rack. So 6 feet by probably 2.5 feet by, I don't know, 14 inches tall. Basically just tall enough so he can't climb out. And I'm very excited to build that. Or if not, I might be able to get like a tub setup as well. We'll see. That might end up being an outside setup. But yes, Shell is still doing great. He's much more himself recently. I did throw in this little universal rock. He loves to push it around, and somehow he flips it over and then like hides under it. I don't know. I don't question the Shell. He is the man, the myth, the legend. Doing fantastic. And I'm definitely looking forward to that time. Sometime this summer. Mark my words. It will happen this summer. I'm giving myself a timeline here. All right. Now down here we do have, again, the female Oophaga histrionica out. Just, I mean, dudes. Can we just take a look at that frog? Like, are you kidding me? How is that a real frog? I don't even know. Honestly, no idea. But I'll leave her be. You guys have kind of already heard about them. And that does it for this rack here. We are all finished. Now we can move, well, I guess this is going to be quick. These are my Uromastyx. I will be making a video on them, probably a new care video, an updated care video here pretty soon. They are actually going to be probably the trial experiment for my Twitch stream. The Uromastyx, I'm basically going to do a care guide stream and then edit into a video. So if you guys are interested in that, follow me, twitch.tv/alphareptile. I'll leave a link down below. And join the revolution, the Reptile Squad, the Reptile Room, the Reptile Lair. I don't know, what do you guys want to be called? Let me know in the comments down below. But that's enough about the Uromastyx, because they're not actually there. Indy, hello. Because it's nighttime. Oh, there he is. Come on, buddy. Hi. You're a good boy. Indy is Breeze Blue-tongued Skink, Northern Blue-tongued Skink, Taliqua Skinkoides intermedia. Anyways, he was one of Bree's first reptiles. If you guys want a video where I get Bree to take out all of her animals, share them with you guys, and give you some knowledge, let me know. Show some love. Show her some love in the comments down below, because she needs the encouragement. She doesn't love the camera, but I know you guys are there for me, and you guys are there to see her in the videos. So I will leave that to you guys. Anywho, man, this wooden rack is really not working out in my favor. Vulcan is also hiding because it is nighttime. It's like 9:30 at night already, so let's go to 9. I just overrided them for this video, and unfortunately, it really didn't benefit me because this entire rack is hiding. So if you guys are interested, just go check out the video from last month, April 2023. I did get, I'm pretty sure, all of them in that video, so you guys should be able to go see that and enjoy. And finally, we have made it to the final portion of the Reptile Room tour. This isn't all the animals that we still currently have. There's a few upstairs and there's one in quarantine in the other room just beside us here, but those will be for the unboxing video for later. Alrighty, time to test this Sony with the beautiful colors of hognoses that we got going here. In here we have Avalon. She is a stunning moondust. Het albino, also tiger, because you can see the lines down her back there. They're pretty much fully connected dots all the way down. And the camera's doing a pretty good job so far. Sweet. She's always sassy. Always sassy. Under her, we have Absalom. He's in shed, so he looks like trash. There's a few of them that aren't looking so hot. They're deep in shed, so we'll let him be. Next up, we have Cider, who I believe was also... Oh, no, she did just shed. Perfect. She is also a frosted conda. I showed you one of our beautiful hognoses earlier, who is also a frosted conda, and she is a fresh shed. So I don't want to pick her up right now. She is kind of spastic, this one specifically. Oh, I guess I'm doing it anyway. There, you can see her belly, maybe? There we go. There we are. the frosted conda belly. Gorgeous, gorgeous hognose. Something you typically don't see in North American hobbyists, so we're very happy to have that here at the Jungle Vault, or at Alpha Reptile, or whatever you want to call it. Now in here we have Soul Cat. She is a gorgeous albino, like one of the nicest albinos I've ever seen. She looks Arctic almost. I don't think she is though. I believe she's just an albino. And she's also het for sable, and she's a tiger. She does have the tiger striping for not being a sunburst. Like, whew. Stunning, stunning creature. Now down from her is Greyhound. He is an Arctic conda. He's one of the holdbacks. He's a double het coral, and is one of our holdbacks from 2022. So you can see what basically a year-old hognose looks like at this point. Very good eater. Loves to eat. And is pretty sweet looking, if I do say so myself. I'm basically going to be saying that about every hognose here because, you know. In here we have our gorgeous Solstice. She's a lavender conda, het albino, and she's also a purple line. She is always hungry. He, she, whatever. He is always hungry. I would say she for some reason, because it's a lavender. Depending on how much he weighs and how good he eats this summer, he could be a breeder for us next year. We did breed one that was about the same age as he will be next year, this year, and it looks to be successful so far. Alright, I'm just going to pick a couple more. Let's go with Polaris, because, of course, I picked the one that's in his frickin' humid hide. Man, come on, dude. Snacks. I see a fuzzy thing on your camera that looks like a mouse. Snacks. Alright, well, Polaris is out of the contest. Xanthic, het hypo, 50% het albino. Absolutely gorgeous Xanthic. Some of the Xanthics you see out there are just almost normal looking. But this guy truly is like a grayscale hognose. Man. So cool. I don't always love morphs, but man, there's some cool morphs out there. And now we can finally wrap up this beautiful reptile room tour here with Mr. Striker, the man, the myth, the legend, the OG. Just looking solid. He sheds. He does need help with his shed. He's getting old, but still kicking. I noticed, like, if you guys don't know the full story, I moved him into a bin setup because he really couldn't get around anymore in his large naturalistic habitat. And he's doing much, much better in here. He still has some mobility in his back legs, but it is dramatically reduced, so we do have to keep that in mind when we're setting things up for him. Hence why he is now in a fairly simplistic bin habitat, unfortunately. But Striker's still the homie. I love him with all my heart, and you truly are the symbol of the reptile hobby for me, my friend. Alright, that does it with Mr. Striker. We'll go through the Kingsnakes here real quick. These guys are mostly in shed, and they just ate, so they're really not looking their best. That is Cinder. Asher is here, also deep in shed. You can see just how dull his coloration is. So, very much about to pop a shed. Sedona. Oh, you did just shed. Yay, so you're looking stellar, madame. Damn. Awesome, I'll come back and grab that shed here right after this video. Goodness me. What a stinking wicked looking snake. I will never regret having king snakes as my very first snake. Never in a million years. And Scoria, of course, who is Bree's OG king snake, and clearly thought it was food time. Hi. She's probably like, snacks. I will consume you. Yeah, she's looking good. She shed recently, so she should be okay. But she did also just eat yesterday, literally, and is clearly still looking for some snacks. That is Scoria. If I didn't mention it, Sedona is an Arizona mountain kingsnake, Lampropeltis pyromilana, and all the other ones are gray-banded kingsnakes, also known as Lampropeltis alterna, all of which are mountain kingsnakes or live in a montane habitat. So if you're interested in some cooler-ish species of kingsnakes, those are a good one. All right, continue with the Rapido Maple. Hello. This is our Rowan Holdback, and as you can tell, she's gorgeous. Hawthorne is another one. He just did a poopy, I see. He's kind of spastic. He did actually produce this year. He bred to some of our females. And he is very weird and jittery and kind of spastic in a way. I'm not going to stress him out any more than that. Arkham is our male super... It looks like a poop, but that's a snake. Is our male super arctic, one of the holdbacks. Also het lavender, so one heck of a combo. This is Rorschach, our proven breeder male. Again, super arctic. We don't know if he's het albino or not, but he is tiger and he is het sable, so, or possible het sable, I guess I should say. In here, who do we have? Hello? Ah, another holdback. This is actually another super arctic. This is a very pink female, and she is from a pairing of Rorschach and Equinox. And absolutely, oh, Cobra. Wow. Look how angry. So funny. Okay. Here, oh, you stop. There you go. And we have come to the very last, but certainly not the least. These are Xenodon dorbignii. These are a proven breeder pair. And she has actually produced one clutch for us already. Hi. See him down here. Oh yeah. Look how large she is. So these guys, as a defense mechanism, typically will whip their tail, and their tail's a bright red. So we'll see if she'll do it. I do not want to bug her much. She looks like she's about to double clutch. So, oh, there. Did you see that? She kind of whipped her tail a little bit. No. Yeah, they just panic and whip their tail. I'm not going to do it any more than that. I know. It's called flagging. Wait, whoa. Where are you going? You're supposed to stay in there, ma'am. Come here, actually. Look at that belly. Oh, now she's wait. This is an adult female. Look how small she is. Tiny. Compared to, Western hognoses. Tiny. Look at her belly, though. A bright red. There. You're good, girlie. Don't worry. That's all. The male looks very similar. Slightly smaller. And definitely a less good eater, unfortunately. So I really don't want to bug him. But we'll just see if we can show you guys him. Hello? Oh, yeah. So we think he might be a slightly different locality because he's much more kind of tan, I guess. Very, very interesting. A lot less red on him as well. If he was to freak out here, I'm not going to panic him or anything. He just ate. We finally just got him on food, so not going to be bothering him. The female, I trust more. Him, I certainly do not. So I will just kindly put this back. There we go. Let him resettle under that. And that, my friends, is going to do it for the reptile room tour. As the lights begin to shut off behind us, we need to make sure we wrap up this video. I need to get it out to you guys. You guys should, well, maybe not go to bed just yet because, you know, it's a little early for that yet. But all the reptiles in the reptile room need to get to bed. So I want to thank you guys all very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please smash the like button. Give me a follow on Twitch if you're interested. We show a ton of behind the scenes stuff, building tanks. We're going to be doing tank roasts. We're doing a whole bunch of cool stuff over there. So Twitch link is in the description. The reptile room is complete for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And of course, click that subscribe button. Comment down below. I answer every single comment. And we'll catch you in the next one. Later.